Many of you may know Nooshie. She's been part of Tucson Storytelling for a long time. She's president of Tucson Tellers of Tales. And she's originally from Persia. She lived her life in a lot of different countries. She has a story that's going to talk about how she was able to merge some cultures. So I hope that you'll enjoy it and you'll enjoy Nooshie. I always enjoy her stories.
Now we are traveling to Persia. My magic carpet is parked outside. Would you like to come with me? Yes. Great, because there is enough room for everyone. Let's go. We arrived in Tehran, the capital, 250 miles south of the Caspian Sea. I was 10 years old then. Every day after school, I walked to my maternal grandma's house because I spent more time with her than with my parents. My father was a newsman, worked longer hours than my mother, a teacher. Today, when I arrived at her house, I saw one of my cousins, Amir, the same age as me, also was there. I wasn't really happy to see him because each time he sees me, he wants to wrestle with me. And today I was tired. Of course, I didn't want to tell him I'm tired because I didn't want him to be the winner. So as soon as I put down my bag, the school bag down, he says, "Nooshie, let's wrestle." I said, "Of course, let's do it." So we stood in front of each other in the middle of the room and blow air into our sleeves because we believe extra air makes us stronger. Then we pulled our sleeves up and went at each other for the usual fist fight that we did. Shortly, my grandma walked in carrying a tray with some cookies and sweet black tea. She looked at us and she said, "Oh my gosh, children, now is not time for wrestling. Come and sit down and have some cookies." Amir said, "Granny, I want to make sure to prove it to Nooshie that men are stronger than women." I said, "That is not true. I can do whatever you can do." He said, "Well, I can be a soldier, can you?" Of course, I didn't have an answer for him, because women could not at that time to be a soldier in Iran. So what had happened, then Grandma, thanks to her, jumped in and said, "Well, Amir, dear Amir, being a soldier doesn't mean that men are stronger than women. In reality, women are stronger because they give birth. Oh gosh, going through all that pains and suffering and surviving it is a miracle." Then Amir said, "Granny, but a man takes care of his wife and his children and protect them. Without a man, the women and children could not survive. Therefore, a man is a master of his house." I said, "But my father doesn't think he's the master of the house." Well, then Grandma said, "Yeah, that's true. This silly fantasy is an idea that society shoved it down through our throats. But not everybody believes in it." Then Grandma told me, "Nooshie, have some more cookies." And she continued, well, you know, dear Nooshie, I'm just one thing that women cannot do. And that is what, when a man doesn't have a son, then the woman, the daughter, cannot pass his last name to her children, like your father. Your father doesn't have a son. So you, when you marry, yes, there is when you get married, that is true that you can keep your last name unlike other countries, but you cannot pass it to your children. So, I'm so sorry, your last name won't last. Then what happened? Time flew by. Wheel of time turned and turned some more. Guided by the hands of faith, I came to this country and married a Westerner. When we were expecting and choosing a name for our son, I suggested to my husband to give my last name to our son for his middle name. He agreed because it would be to honor his country, land of roses and nightingale, that part of him comes from. So then again, time changed and wheel of time moved on until my son married. Then I suggested to him and asked him to give his middle name to his firstborn, which he did. So my friends, when you have an idea and doesn't work out at the present time, don't lose hope. Please bring it back in different time. And in my case, it was in different time, different place. And believe it or not, you might be shocked that if I tell you that even several years after that day, Iranian women could be a soldier, and my father's last name lives on and on. Thank you.